I'm too impatient to wait for an interview for someone to ask me this question, but how to be yourself is really fucking easy, because I personally feel like such a superstar internally. I feel like I am the friend I want to have by my side, and I'm me. And I really think that's something to share with the world. I'm going to try to recap everything I was just thinking in my head to bring it back to you. So here we go. Step one with what I did for myself, because I truly, to preface, I truly feel like I have won in life. Because money can be robbed, but your mind can't. Except for disease, Alzheimer's, and that kind of stuff. But for most people, no. So to start it off, hello, thanks for checking in. Sorry this intro is kind of taking a fat minute. For the people who don't have good attention spans, you're fucked anyway, so you can happily get the fuck out of here. So number one, self-awareness. That's step number one. You have to be self-aware. That was something I started having when I started getting complimented on it. For example, my aunt said, "You're so self-aware. It's really impressive. Like, most people aren't even that self-aware, and you're only what?" And I was like 16 or some shit like that. So self-awareness is number one. Step number two is vulnerability. That really came into my life when I was 18, and I did shrooms after I graduated high school. It was the first hard drug I ever did. Hard drug. It grew on the earth, bitch. It came from an asteroid. Shut the fuck up. Grow up. Hard drugs are synthetic drugs that humans create, and that's stuff that I never touch. I only touch what comes from the earth, personally. And I think honestly that should be for most people. Just weed, technically alcohol, but honestly alcohol just numbs you, and I can't believe that generations before us have just gotten it wrong. Weed definitely numbs you in the sense of ambition, but shrooms, that just rewires your brain. Just gonna put that out there. It definitely rewires your brain in the best way possible. Reduces anxiety, stress, and depression for 3 months on average. If you do a heroic dose of 5 grams, if you really want to dive into that, look up Terrence McKenna, look up Andrew Huberman's scientific talk about the studies of psilocybin. But step number two is vulnerability. That came from psilocybin because it allowed me to have an ego death, which I didn't experience ever in my life until I had drugs. And those are like I said, those are the only drugs I've ever done. And when you have an ego death like that, there is something so humanly important about it that it feels like it's part of our evolution. That's like, oh, this was a missing piece. Because personally, I feel like evolution has gone in the wrong direction for humans. We have it all wrong right now. Just look at the world. Do I need to say any more? No. So, step number one, self-awareness. Step number two, vulnerability. If you're not able to tell your funniest fart story, or your funniest, or just, if your funniest fart story, or your smartest story, if you're not able to tell those because you're in your head, you're fucking up, okay? Because if you're not able to be vulnerable, you're not able to be yourself. And that's kind of the thing about being yourself, is like, you have to be able to have no filter. The filter is no filter, okay? So, self-awareness and vulnerability, because then when you have vulnerability like that, you don't have to have checks and balances on yourself for the things that matter. There's a time and a place. You have to have that kind of checks and balance. But I'm talking like, if you're at a party or talking to a stranger or talking to someone for the first time, like imagine a first date, if you're not able to be yourself, you're getting off on the wrong foot and you're showing them someone you're not. Okay? It's very important to be yourself. It is the biggest thing that comes from being yourself is the people you need to have, the person you need to become, and that comes from self-awareness and vulnerability. That's the gist of what I have to say today. I feel like that was a clip, low-key. But what else? And then after that, once you have self-awareness, vulnerability, you're able to start being yourself. You can kind of start seeing the deficiencies you have, and that comes from deficiencies in a sense of, what do I want to be? Because when you're able to be yourself, you're not faking it anymore, and it doesn't matter about the money, it doesn't matter about the job, as long you learn to detach from what people might think they want you to be. But you know what? Look at their life. Are they happy with where they are? Why the fuck would you listen to them? You should only listen to people who are above you and are giving you advice, because they're directing you to where you're fucking up from. Okay? And you need to be very aware of who's above you and why they're above you. For example, no, I'm not going to give you examples. It's up to you to interpret. So, from there, when you're able to start being yourself, hold on, let me collect my thoughts so I don't waste your time. you start to be able to see, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? From there, and coupled by your self-awareness, you got that in your toolkit, you can see, oh, I have a deficiency here. For example, I wanted to be a comedian and I wanted to be a music artist. It was something that I thought I wanted to be, but now it's something I am, okay? And identity, like Robert Frost says, I actually just got his book, In the Clearing. I don't know, I'm not going to spend time looking for the quote, but I think actually I will. Continue to the back. Yeah, right here. Here we go. Robert Frost hesitated to call himself a poet during his lifetime, insisting it's for the world to say whether you're a poet or not. Identity. Let other people say, oh my God, like, if you go on stage as a comedian, people are like, he's a comedian, versus me. I hate when I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. Like, I'm really going to stop saying it, because I've been saying it lately, because I started doing shrooms after a 1.5-year break because I had a bad trip and I went down a really bad rabbit hole. I had to work through it. So I wanted to work through it sober, so that I didn't have things as a crutch. Never use things as a crutch, okay? This is just something, a little sidebar here. For example, comedy. People are always like, do you go up sober? Yeah, motherfucker, of course I go up sober, because I want to have the personal growth where I can go up naturally. Because if I'm 10 years down the road and have to go sober from whatever health issue or something like that, I'm letting go of the thing where I started from. So I would not know how to do it naturally. So if I start able to do it completely raw, then later on I can add it in. Never have a crutch when you start something. Always develop the skill first and then add it in for flavor and fun, okay? You gotta have a relationship. I feel like so many people don't have good relationships with themselves. Like, fuck, dude. You have to be your best friend. You're with you your whole fucking life. Like, people talk to themselves about, like, oh, what if this bad thing happens? What if the good thing happens? Yeah, that's kind of a trend going on right now, but what if the good thing happens? But it's so true. It is so true. What if the good thing did happen? I'm not even going to go into that. People have talked about it enough. If you really want to find out, you can go find it. I'm going to bring to the table what no one else is talking about. Okay. Also, I'm sitting and waiting for Bella to get out of the house sitting place. She's taking a shower because she's going to a party, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm having some beautiful thoughts right now. I'm going to share this. All right, continuing. Again, I'm going to gather my thoughts for 5 to 10 seconds. Deficiencies. So once you see where you want to be, and you can see the discrepancies of, I'm here, I want to be here, then you can start to see the character traits and skills you need to get in order to get there, right? Because once you see that, that's when you can start working towards it, because you can go into the business of service. I've gone into the business of window washing. It was just a business for money. It was just a business to survive. It was not something I was passionate about. I've been in the business of products where I've tried to sell things for people. I was a car salesman. Business and money is part of life. Everybody needs ka-ching to be able to function, okay? So, master the mundane is something I learned. I somehow, by God's grace, my brain knew that at 14 years old. And I knew I wanted to master money, I wanted to master self, and I wanted to master, like, bills, right? Housing. Maybe that's from growing up poor. But because if you master that and you can put it on the back burner, second nature, you don't ever have to worry about it. You can focus on the things you want to focus on. I think I learned that lesson from my parents. They just didn't really get to live the life they wanted. So I'm going to make it so that I fucking live the life I want to. And you should too, because you get one fucking life, man. I mean, technically, like, all this skin, all these atoms on me right here came from stars, and they have been other animals before. They've probably been people before too. So this isn't my first life. Anyways, if you think about it. But deficiencies and discrepancies, fill out those skills. Spend the time investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is not just a money thing. Most of the time it's not a money thing. It's your thoughts. That not a day has gone by since I first did shrooms where I haven't written a lyric and written a joke every single day. Constantly. It's all I fucking think about. And I don't think about anything else. Why would I spend my time thinking about a career, thinking about money? Because that will happen if I became the most potent version of myself. The money flows where attention goes. So if you're putting, like, for me, just me personally, I love entertaining. Absolutely love entertaining. It is what I live for. So if I put energy into that, I can sell tickets for shows. The money will happen. Stop worrying about the money, okay? You need to become confident in your ability for money. That's where I'm lucky that I was it working for someone else? And then I started my own business, and I learned, I don't want to be in the business of products or service. I want to be in the business of Enzo. I want to be in the business of me, motherfucker, because I don't have time to be wasted, okay? So, where are we going from here, man? I think that's about enough said, but I'm just bringing this up because I'm to the point where my skills have been fulfilled now. Like, I am able to go on stage. Like, I was just in Hawaii for a month, and I watched myself. It was the first time I was on stage since I moved back from Texas 2 months ago, and back to California. And I watched myself build a set from nothing, where I only got a couple laughs on the first set, and every single Wednesday for 4 Wednesdays in a row while I was on Hawaii. And the last set, I think it was actually 5 Wednesdays, but the last set that I did, murdered, in my opinion. I didn't record it or anything, but I was getting the second to last one, basically the third set, it just kept building up. But the third one, every single joke works. I was like, okay, perfect. Every single joke works. Got them down in my head. The last set, I had all the jokes, added in some new ones, and then I was just so in the flow state up there. I was walking around the stage, crowd working, everything, because I was so confident in my abilities. And that was the first time, like, people were falling out of their seats. Like, actually, like, I was like, no way I just did that. And then I went back to the bar, and I was like, like the adrenaline rush of your first cliff jump, you know. It was amazing. And I've done well on stage before. Like, there was one time, like, 20 comedians were in the bar after this, like, private room. They all left because the show ended. They called me back up on stage because I was the last person that did really well. And then this family was there, but they wanted to see the show. They were late. So I was like, hey, I'll just do my set again for y'all. And then I went out, 20 comedians. Hey! Like, that was the first time I ever did really well. I was like, oh, fuck, I have a skill for this. It's past Wednesday. It was when I was in Hawaii. And it just did really well. Like, one by one, half of the crowd came up. Dude, that was so good. Thank you. That was such a good set. So, I have now the skill of, like, I used to not be funny. I used to not be entertaining. I used to be insecure as fuck. I used to be a little bitch. I used to be scared of everyone. I was the guy at the parties who, like, didn't want to be there because I was like, I don't know these people and I don't know what to say to them. I don't have thoughts. Like, I've been nobody to nobody. I've been nobody to me. There's been times where I'm not funny, I'm not talented, I'm not all these, and I've just been building it because why not? What else are you I don't understand. What else are you supposed to spend life with? I don't understand how people are, like, not where I am. It doesn't make sense to me, except for the few people I keep around me, because we all lift each other up. Shout out Ethan. Love you, bro. God damn. Both Ethans, actually. It's crazy how, like, 2 of my best motherfuckers in my life are named Ethan. Anyway, get a little rant there. I miss ranting so much. And I love how it's, like, philosophical ranting. It's not, like, humor ranting. Also, my penmanship. I've gotten to the point where I'll read my rhymes and my bars, basically, for my raps and stuff, which I don't like saying raps because it's too corny now. My art, I don't know, my poetry, because it really is just poetry over a beat, which also, I'm so sick of the echo chamber of art that we're stuck in right now. People need to start looking back to older art. I can't believe the shittiness that comes out now and the fact that people get wealthy off of it. It's ridiculous. Ugh, it needs to be stopped. It needs to be overtaken, and it will. I'm here for the game. Come on, I'm lifting all y'all with me too. We're gonna take over. We're gonna bring real good art back. Like 60s, 70s type shit, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, just ancient art too. Anyway. Last thing, nobody's gonna look back at this time and this age and be like, oh my god, their art was so good. Nobody. Come on, let's break free, okay? Yeah. Kind of forgot where I was going. I said something right before that tangent. Let me try to remember that. Enough said. Ranting's nice. I miss doing this. I used to do this for an hour, and I'll just rant. It's so fun to do. Well, yeah, I was saying about poetry. I wrote one last night. It was by far my best bars I've ever written in my life. I networked with this Def Jam producer today at the airport. I missed my flight and I cried my eyes out because I told Frank I was going to be there for the 4th of July in Dallas because it's just him and his girl right now. And I let him down. Thankfully, I called him before he went to the store to buy all the food that he planned for me. I just felt so guilty that I fucked up. and cause the flight to be missed. We're on the way back from the airport right now. Because my actions, my words, led him to put effort into something that no longer is here. And I wasted his time. Not really. I mean, I'm going to go visit him in like 10 days. Because I have to go Wild Pass so I can travel all over the country any day, I feel like. Except for blackout dates, which is now the 2 to the 6, so I can't go. Whatever. But I shared this song, for example, last night. And Ethan, who I really respect his taste in art, was like, dude, that was the best bars you've ever written. And I've been writing, like I said, 3 years. And I've written hundreds of songs. And point being is, it's to the point where I'm inspiring every single person I share things with. I'm inspiring people's parents, where I talk about stage, and I even like just sit down and have dinners with them or whatever, and that like they're like, you can just feel it. And I'm getting a little bit of imposter syndrome, because I'm like, why am I the only one like this? I need everyone else to come with me, because I don't want to be alone in excellence. And that's what I really chase, is excellence. And I want you, whoever you are, wherever you are, however old you are, where all of that, you know what I mean? Chase excellence in everything. I think that was like the quote from my high school, and I hated that when I went to school there, because everybody hates the school that they go to, but it's so true. Yeah. What we say, 16 minutes and 30 seconds as of right now. If you're still here, bro, sorry for cussing. For all like the St. Augustine kids and shit that watch my videos and probably try to share it with their parents, or maybe want to watch it with their parents. But sorry, if you don't like words, man, what are you doing? They exist. Why you pretend they don't? I don't know. I'm not even going to justify. I'm just going to be myself. Like I said, be yourself. I do need to work on my tongue, though, let's be honest. Pause. I'm just trying to like get anything else out. You can exit the video now if you want, or if you're curious for whatever pops in my mind, you can stay. But I've got my thought process I wanted to share is done. Other than that, bro, I'm low-key broke right now, even though I know money really well. But it's because I'm unemployed, because I just came back from Dallas, got rid of the company, the window washing company, and then was in California for a little bit, worked for my dad, and just like head down, grind up, you know, I guess. And then I went to Hawaii for a month to just be like, okay, Enzo, who are you? Or not who are you, I already know who I am, but what's the next moves, basically, for the next like decade, 2 decades. And there's not too much. I don't plan my steps. I just check in with myself to make sure my direction is the same, and make sure I know how to get there, and make sure I have a plan, you know. For example, Instagram. I'm kind of popping off a little bit on Instagram, like 10,000 followers. Not satisfied with that at all, because none of those people are my fans. They don't know me. They just saw a viral video and clicked follow. That's not a following. That's luck. Nah, not really. It's not luck. There's a formula. But doing Instagram, because that's free marketing. People used to have to pay for TV to get themselves out there, but now you have free marketing where people, you can post and shit. And using that as a funnel eventually, where I can sell tickets for comedy shows, which I just, maybe, yeah, I like comedy where it's just comedy, but for music, for example, I will never have just a music show. I will always be sprinkling in stories and jokes and inviting people on stage and just having the most fun show. I can't wait for it, bro. I want to see this video in like 5 years. Somebody play this and then they play my show, because I do what I say, which actually is why I feel so bad I didn't make the flight, because I am obsessed with being a man of my word. And if I can't stick to the word I say to myself, what are you doing? What are you doing? So that's another thing actually I learned, is like, stop saying so much, because then you overwhelm yourself. Just pick a couple things, which is what you gotta do. You gotta ping pong around, or pinball machine around. Like I've done for my, this is a therapy session now, okay? But like doing sales, buying and reselling cars, then window washing company, then plumbing. So I've done like sales, and I've done the manual labor thing. I've done like the cubicle with the Ford sales. I've tried all the things, you know, throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. Most things don't. That's how you find what you like, is you just try shit, you know. I've gone and walked through a country for 40 days and honestly it was unfulfilled, because it was just like, okay, well now what? Like, personally, I need a lot of things to be going on. I need a company that's going like, I gotta run things. I need to be busy. I need to always be working. I need to always be improving. I need to always be growing. I need to always be learning. Like, I love those things. It's just what keeps me going, grinds my gears. I don't think I used that term correctly. Shout out idioms. Shout out etymology too. I was thinking about the etymology of humans, but not in the sense of etymology for the word human, but etymology of like, how did we get where we are right now? Where did we come from? And all that. So, shout out Pompeii for some reason. It's on my mind. I like thought vomiting. It's really nice. Especially when, love languages. I think there should be a 6th love language. I went on a date with this girl recently, and we were just stargazing and discussing. And, great date. Like, I came up with a new bit. I could absolutely be myself, which is for dating. That's what you gotta look for, guys. How to be yourself. You gotta find someone you can absolutely be yourself with. And, anyway, we were talking about yapping, and I yapped, and she yapped for like 15-20 minutes, and just like yap. And it's nice to just listen to someone. And I was thinking while she was talking, I was like, listening should be a love language, whether it's going in one ear out the other, or you're taking in, or it's a mixture of both. Like, that is a love language, because everyone wants to be heard. Everyone has something on their chest they can get off. And it's all about the vulnerability. You know, sometimes you got to teach people vulnerability by just shutting up and listening. Like, if you don't go, yeah, you just stay silent, they'll keep talking. They will keep talking. And they'll find it'll just show up. Even if they don't have any thoughts right now, it will come up. But let me get to that in a second, actually. I have a structure for how to describe this love language of listening. It's like you're releasing someone. Almost kind of like sex. It's like you're getting the words out that they want to get out. Like, you're releasing them of the pressure of things they have not said yet, the things that have been bouncing around, or the things they want to say, the thoughts they've been having, the thoughts they've been loving, the thoughts they haven't been loving, the experiences they've had. Just listening, you know what I mean? I don't even need to explain that. No. And then from there, also having someone listen to you. Like, I give love by listening to someone. I feel love by someone listening to me. That should be a love language. Put it on the list. Honestly, I don't really know the love languages too well, so you could probably put it as an umbrella, or underneath the umbrella of another term. But nah, I think it truly should be its own term. But like, you're really like, if you just shut the fuck up and let them know with your body language that you're here, which is why I hate these goddamn phones. Like, you need to let people know that you're here, present with them. That's so important. We're humans. We didn't evolve with these fucking phones, bro. Sorry. Everybody has their own thoughts on that. I don't even need to speak on that. It's pretty well known how bad these things are. But if you just shut up and you don't let them stop talking, like how I am right now, I'm trying my hardest to have the smallest gap between sentences, or not between sentences, but between thoughts, so that I can, if I don't let the words stop coming, it's kind of like what I learned on comedy. See how I like slowed down? I didn't have a thought there. I was like, fuck, where am I going with this? Oh, here it is. And then I grabbed the thought, and then you can kind of go with that thought into a new thought, and you rabbit hole from thought to thought. And so, like with comedy, you can't just stand up there for a minute silent and like thinking about what you're going to say next. You just have to keep going. And so that taught me that it's like, if you have people do that for you, they have things to get off their chest they didn't even know about. And they might, like, for example, this girl was like, I don't have anything to talk about right now. And I was like, yeah, you do. Like, either you're scared of the vulnerability, or, I didn't say that, that's kind of rude. I was like, either you're scared of the either you're scared of the vulnerability, or you genuinely are just like, right now, which is okay, it happens sometimes, which is a beautiful state to be in. It's called Enso. It's a Buddhist term. It's ENSO. I'm gonna get that tatted on my neck, actually, with a phoenix below it, a big one. Like, because Phoenix to me was actually, I wrote a song called Phoenix. It's about depression. Fuck it. You can't kill depression. It will always rise and die through your life. And I saw that, actually, I was like, well, actually, that's kind of like all emotions. Emotions rise and die like a Ferris wheel. It's like going around, and it's like, oh, we're back at this one, you know what I mean? And then it's gonna be like a sideways looking phoenix, because the phoenix rises and dies, that's emotion. and then the enso is emptiness, and you can always go back to any emotion through the emptiness and the thought. And so, like I was saying, to bring full circle, shout out enso, that when you have nothing in your brain, if you let people just keep saying the words, they're going to find, it's kind of like a car stuck in sand finding traction. You're kind of just like, okay, just keep revving it kind of slow, you know, like super slow, and then okay, here we go. So that's one of the thoughts I've been having lately, as well as here's the next thought, I guess, to get off my chest. Yeah, this really is just therapy, huh? Anyway, rule of 100 I think was pretty cool. Like, I'm about to make 100 songs before 2027, because I've only recorded 3 as of right now, and I'm like, what am I taking so long to record these things for? Just do 100, get it out of the way, pick your favorite 10, make 100 of those 10, pick your favorite 10 from that, do 100 of those again, and kind of just like, I learned that from Alex Ramosi. It was like, just, you become more and more potent every time you do that. And so, rule of 100 is like outworking yourself, because like, I actually learned about with vulnerability, if you have so much work, then it's like, first off, nobody can really look through all of your work like that. Nobody really has time. So it's like, if they're mad, if they're like upset with one of your works, or they just don't like it and you're upset that they don't like it, well, I have a thousand other songs you could check out. You might like one of those. And it's like, I don't know, just at work, if you only made 5 songs for a decade, like, which most people don't even start the first one, and that's why people never make things like that, is because they're like, they procrastinate the first one. Which personally I learned that if I just sit down and get myself to start something, like going to the gym, I procrastinate the gym. I'm like, okay, just drive to the gym. Once I'm at the gym, okay, I'm already here. I'm gonna go fucking inside and I'm gonna do the workout. I'm not gonna do a workout with only doing 1 rep. Like, the discipline is getting down to start for me. You just gotta discipline yourself to start. And so if you only have 5 songs and you show people 5 songs and they all suck, which they will, your first 5 will, more than likely, I don't know, let's just say they will. Then yeah, you have something to worry about, because everything you've created, especially if it's an identity or something you're really passionate about, if it sucks, you're gonna feel so shitty inside. So it's like, just do more, bro. God, I'm kind of actually talking to my past self here. I wish you knew that. Rule of 100, and also show 100 song demos, and then also going to do some comedy at the Comedy Store in like some open mics and such all over LA and stuff. Gonna do that for the rest of 2026 while I do unemployed activities like buying and reselling cars at auto auctions to make money, and that way I have to work just a couple days a month, and then the rest of it I can support myself, because, like, you know, even if I just make just $5,000 off of flipping a car, like, I have the capital for it. If you bring $10,000 to an auto auction, you're more than likely to double it, if not 1.5x it. So it's like, if you just do $5,000 a month, I mean, honestly, I live off of like $1,500 to $2,000 every single month. So it's like, you're telling me I could go to auto auction for 1 day, get a car, fix it up on another day, maybe 2 days, but more than likely just buy a turnkey car, which exists, you can find them, and then just like basically give it a wash. And I know this because I've met 2 dudes in LA who are millionaires off of this. They like just buy a car that's good, they give it a wash because they have the capital for it, and then they sell it, and that's the 3rd day of work, is selling it, which is not even that much work. It's like 30 minutes to 2 hours depending on the person and depending how much you want to really care about it. But 2 to 3 days of work every month to support yourself for the entire month. It's possible, bruh. Why I don't understand why society's so stuck on how we've evolved. Like, dude, we need to re-evolve. Like, you can construct your own reality. You can make whatever you want. Like, it's so basic. How do we not understand this? I was just like, oh, that's so cool. And no. Sit down for 5 minutes and think. You're gonna save yourself years, decades. So, gonna do that for money, and then, like I said, 100 songs, go to comedy club. That's the next 6 months of my life. And 2027 is gonna roll around, and I know my worth. I know I can sell myself. I'm working for this motherfucker. I'm gonna work for Alex Ramosi. I'm gonna be a salesman or something. I'm gonna let him figure it out for me, but I'm gonna go work for him because I want to work in that company and learn the marketing, the sales, the scale, all of it. Be around those people, learn the ins and outs of business down to a T. Someone who mastered business. I want to be in that, right? In that like a freak, okay? Because if I get that down and I work there for 1, 3, 5 years, you know, get that on the back burner. I'm very confident in my capabilities for art already. Oh, Bella's coming. We're going to finish up right here. But if I go there, back burner, second nature, master at business, I can focus on my art and focus on me for the rest of my life and be set. And I just want to inspire because I'm already set. I could die tomorrow. So I just want to translate for everyone else. Have a great day, bro.